Picture this. A young doctor in the Philippines finishes 12 exhausting years of medical school and residency. They've sacrificed their 20s, racked up debt, and finally earned the right to call themselves a physician. Their reward? An average salary of around 1 million pesos a year, maybe 2 million if they specialize. After a lifetime of work, the most successful Filipino doctors might accumulate 10 or 20 million pesos. Sounds respectable, right? Now imagine someone who never set foot in a medical school. Someone who inherited a fortune built on the very pills those doctors prescribe. Someone whose family name is printed on the medicine bottles sitting in hospital stockrooms across the nation. While doctors spend decades treating patients, these pharmaceutical heirs are quietly amassing wealth that would take a physician not one lifetime, but hundreds of lifetimes to earn. The irony is almost poetic. The people who heal the sick earn a fraction of what the people who sell them medicine inherit. We're talking about fortunes measured not in millions, but in billions. Family empires controlling everything from the painkillers in your medicine cabinet to the IV fluids in hospital emergency rooms. Drugstore chains so dominant they've become woven into the fabric of Filipino daily life. These are the hidden dynasties of Philippine healthcare, the family names behind Biogesic and Neozep, the heirs to Mercury Drug's 1,200 store empire, the third-generation scions of laboratories that manufacture medicines for millions. They don't wear white coats or stethoscopes, but their influence over Filipino health is immeasurable. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the pharmaceutical princes and princesses of the Philippines. We're counting down the 10 richest pharmaceutical and healthcare heirs in the country, revealing fortunes that dwarf what any doctor could dream of earning. We'll explore the empires their families built, examine how they're positioning themselves to lead these healthcare giants into the future, and discover just how much richer they are than the medical professionals who depend on their products every single day. Stick around for the number one spot. The heir to that fortune isn't just richer than all doctors, they're richer than entire hospital systems combined. Kicking off our list at number 10 is an heir whose family legacy began in the rubble of a war-torn Manila. Jose Augusto G. Pascual is the third-generation leader of Pascual Laboratories, a pharmaceutical company that started in the most humble way imaginable. Back in 1946, just as the Philippines was picking up the pieces after World War II, his grandparents Isosceles and Leonora Pascual set up a tiny laboratory in their home in Balut, Tondo. Both were chemistry graduates from the University of the Philippines, and they had one mission: help their fellow Filipinos recover from the diseases ravaging a devastated nation. Tuberculosis, vitamin deficiency, the ailments of a country rebuilding from ashes. From that single room, the Pascual family built an empire. Today, their products sit in medicine cabinets across the Philippines. You've probably taken Potency Vitamin C at some point in your life. That's them. Ascoff Lagundi for your cough? Also them. The company is now among the top 20 pharmaceutical manufacturers in the country, with annual revenues exceeding $160 million. Jose Augusto represents a new chapter in this legacy, steering a company his grandparents could never have imagined when they were mixing formulations in Tondo. His exact net worth remains private, but here's some perspective. That revenue alone is more than what 160 Filipino doctors would earn in their entire careers combined. At number 9, we have heirs to a fortune built on something you've definitely encountered if you've ever been hospitalized: intravenous fluids. The Yap family controls Euromed Laboratories, one of the largest IV fluid manufacturers in Asia. Their facility in Cavite pumps out around 40 million units every single year. That's 40 million bags of fluid keeping patients hydrated in hospitals across the nation. The late patriarch Emilio T. Yap established Euromed in 1988 as part of an already sprawling business empire that included Manila Hotel, PhilTrust Bank, and the Manila Bulletin newspaper. When he passed in 2014, his children inherited it all. Today, his son Basilio serves as vice chairman of Euromed, while grandson Emilio Yap III runs the publishing side as president of Manila Bulletin. The family ranked 30th on Forbes Philippines' richest list in 2023 with a net worth of $445 million. Think about that number. 445 million. A Filipino doctor earning 1 million pesos annually would need 445 lifetimes to accumulate that kind of wealth. And for the Yap heirs, pharmaceuticals are just one piece of their inheritance. Breaking into number 8 is a family that revolutionized how ordinary Filipinos access medicine. Benjamin Luzon founded the generics pharmacy in 2001 with a single store in Quezon City. His family had been in the pharmaceutical import business since 1959 through Pacific Pharma, but retail was uncharted territory. The gamble paid off spectacularly. TGP now boasts over 2,100 stores nationwide, making it the largest drugstore network in the entire Philippines. That's more branches than any competitor, including Mercury Drug. The Luzon family adopted franchising in 2007 and watched their empire explode. They later formed a strategic alliance with Robinson's Retail in 2016, cementing their dominance. While their exact net worth isn't publicly disclosed, controlling the largest pharmacy franchise in the country translates to hundreds of millions in family wealth. But we're just getting started. The heirs coming up next aren't just participating in family businesses. They're commanding pharmaceutical empires worth nearly $1 billion. At number 7 is an heiress who traded Silicon Valley for the family empire. Jeanette Beatriz Campos Naughton might not be a household name, but her family certainly is. She's the daughter of Joselito Butch Campos Jr., whose father, Jose Yao Campos, founded Unilab, the largest pharmaceutical company in the Philippines. That makes Jeanette a third-generation heir to a healthcare fortune that shaped modern Filipino medicine. But here's what makes her story fascinating. She didn't take the easy path into the family business. Jeanette earned her mathematics degree from Wellesley College, then went on to get her MBA from MIT's Sloan School of Management. After graduation, she landed management positions at Google's headquarters in Mountain View, California. She was building her own career in the heart of American tech innovation. Then she came home. Today, Jeanette serves as Vice President of Strategic Planning at Del Monte Foods Inc., the American subsidiary of Del Monte Pacific, which her father acquired in 2013 for a staggering $1.7 billion. Her father, Joselito, had already made his mark by walking away from Unilab to build NutriAsia, now one of the Philippines' leading food conglomerates. The Campos siblings, Jocelyn, Joselito, and Jeffrey, ranked 19th on Forbes Philippines' 2025 richest list, with a combined net worth of $910 million. Jeanette's inheritance isn't just ketchup and canned fruit. It traces directly back to the pharmaceutical dynasty that put biogesic in every Filipino home. Moving to number 6, we meet the crown prince of Philippine pharmaceuticals himself. Clinton Campos Hess is everything you'd expect from a third-generation heir groomed for greatness. Grandson of Unilab, founder Jose Yao Campos, son of Jocelyn Campos Hess, who chaired the company for years. Educated at the Wharton School of the University of Pennsylvania with dual majors in multinational management and finance. Harvard Business School on his resume for good measure. He joined the family business in 1993 and worked his way through the ranks. In 2025, Clinton officially took over as chairman of Unilab, succeeding his mother, who became chair emeritus. This wasn't just a ceremonial handover. Unilab dominates the Philippine pharmaceutical market with over 25% market share, larger than foreign giants like Pfizer and GlaxoSmithKline. The company's brands read like a medicine cabinet inventory: Biogesic, Neozep, Sealin, Nirvan, Decolgan, Solmux, Medicol, the RightMed generic line. Over 300 brands sold through more than 1,200 Mercury Drug stores nationwide. Clinton even married into another powerful dynasty. His wife, Jacqueline L'Huillier Hess, is the daughter of Philippe L'Huillier, the Philippine ambassador to Spain, who built the Cebuana L'Huillier pawnshop empire. When two family fortunes of that magnitude merge, the resulting wealth is almost incomprehensible. The Campos siblings' $910 million fortune equals what more than 700 Filipino doctors would earn across their entire careers combined. Clinton doesn't just inherit money, he inherits the power to decide which medicines reach Filipino patients. We're halfway through our countdown, and the fortunes are already staggering. We've seen heirs controlling drug manufacturing and building pharmacy networks. But the families coming up next? They're playing an entirely different game. We're talking about fortunes measured in the billions, not millions. Healthcare empires intertwined with malls, banks, and retail chains that touch every corner of Filipino life. Which dynasty has surprised you most so far? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you're enjoying this deep dive into pharmaceutical wealth, hit subscribe. The top 5 will change how you see Filipino healthcare forever. At number 5 is an heir stepping into enormous shoes under extraordinary circumstances. Stephen Quay Ascona is the only son of the late Vivian Quay Ascona, who transformed her father's humble pushcart business into the most dominant drugstore chain in the Philippines. The story of Mercury Drug is legendary. In 1945, Mariano Quay started with just 100 pesos, selling sulfatiazole pills piece by piece in Bambang, Manila. The city was still recovering from Japanese occupation. People were desperate for medicine. From that single 100-peso investment, the Quay family built an empire now spanning over 1,200 stores nationwide. Vivian took over as president in 1998 and led the company for nearly 3 decades until her passing in April 2025 at age 69. She was the country's top individual taxpayer in 2012 and consistently ranked among Forbes' richest Filipinos. Now Stephen carries the legacy forward. He studied at the University of Asia and the Pacific, completing their entrepreneurial management program. Before his mother's death, he served as vice president of Mercury Drug Corporation and president of the Mercury Drug Foundation. He was being groomed for exactly this moment. The Quay Ascona family vaulted to 6th place on Forbes Philippines' 2025 richest list with a jaw-dropping net worth of $3.6 billion. That's more than double their valuation from just 1 year earlier. Stephen's inheritance isn't just money, it's the infrastructure of Filipino healthcare access. Mercury Drug employs over 12,000 people. Their foundation has served more than 2.6 million Filipinos with free medicines and medical services. When you fill a prescription in the Philippines, chances are you're filling it at a store his family owns. Number 4 takes us into old money territory. The Zobel de Ayala family represents Philippine aristocracy, a dynasty whose roots stretch back to the 19th century. They built Makati, they developed Bonifacio Global City, they control BPI Bank and Globe Telecom, and quietly, they've been building a healthcare empire. In July 2015, Ayala Corporation acquired a 50% stake in Generica Drugstore, the affordable generic medicine chain founded in 2003. Generica now operates over 700 stores nationwide, with plans to reach 1,000. But that's just one piece of AC Health, Ayala's healthcare subsidiary. The integrated ecosystem includes Consulta MD for telehealth services, Healthway Medical Network, i.e. Medica, and Medethics. The young generation of Zobel de Ayalas, including social media personality Rocio Zobel, who studied at Parsons School of Design in New York and represented the Philippines at the exclusive Le Bal des Débutants in Paris, will inherit all of this. The family ranks 7th on Forbes Philippines' 2025 richest list with a net worth of $3.4 billion. While other pharmaceutical heirs inherit manufacturing plants, the Zobel de Ayalas are inheriting healthcare distribution infrastructure. Their strategy is integration. Control the drugstores, control the telehealth platforms, control the clinics, control how Filipinos access healthcare from diagnosis to prescription to treatment. 3 entries remain, and we're entering truly rarefied air. The fortunes we've discussed so far are staggering. 3 billion here, 3.5 billion there. But our top 3 heirs? They represent families whose wealth exceeds what tens of thousands of doctors will ever earn. We're talking about dynasties that don't just participate in Philippine healthcare, they shape it. The scale of what's coming next will put everything else in perspective. Breaking into our top 3 is a family whose empire spans airlines, snack foods, and shopping malls. The Gokongwei siblings, Lance, Rabina, Lisa, Faith, Hope, and Marcia, inherited JG Summit Holdings from their father, John Gokongwei Jr., who passed away in 2019. You know their brands: Cebu Pacific Air, Universal Robina Corporation, Robinson's Malls. But here's what most people miss. Through Robinson's retail holdings, they've quietly become major players in pharmaceutical distribution. Their subsidiary South Star Drug formed a strategic alliance with the generics pharmacy in 2016, connecting them to the largest drugstore network in the country. That's over 2,000 pharmacy outlets linked to the Gokongwei retail machine. The siblings ranked 14th on Forbes Philippines' 2025 richest list, with a combined net worth of $1.8 billion. Their healthcare play isn't about manufacturing pills. It's about controlling where Filipinos buy them. Every Robinson's Mall houses pharmacies. Every retail expansion strengthens their grip on consumer healthcare spending. While doctors earn their salaries one patient at a time, the Gokongwei heirs collect returns from thousands of pharmacy transactions happening simultaneously across the archipelago. At number 2 sits the only daughter of the richest man in the Philippines. Camille Villar is the youngest child of Manuel _1_ Villar, whose net worth reached $17.2 billion in April 2025. That fortune makes her father wealthier than entire hospital systems combined. Camille isn't just waiting around for her inheritance. She earned her business degree from Ateneo de Manila University, then completed her MBA at IESE Business School in Barcelona, one of the world's most prestigious programs. Since 2013, she's served as president and CEO of All Value Holdings Corporation, the retail arm of the Villar Empire. All Value manages All Day Supermarket, All Home, and Coffee Project. Her retail operations include health and personal care sections, positioning the family for potential pharmacy expansion. But Camille's power extends beyond boardrooms. She serves as Congresswoman for Las Piñas City and Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, business executive and elected official. Corporate wealth and political influence merged into one person. The Stevie Awards recognized her as Female Executive of the Year for Asia, Australia, and New Zealand in 2022. She's married to Erwin Genuino with 2 children. Her brothers include Senator Mark Villar and Vista Land CEO Manuel Paolo. The Villar family has 6 companies listed on the Philippine Stock Exchange. When your father's fortune exceeds $11 billion, your inheritance dwarfs what 11,000 doctors would earn in their entire lifetimes. And now, for our number 1 spot, the richest pharmaceutical connected heirs in the Philippines, aren't running drug factories. They're the Psy siblings. Teresita, Elizabeth, Henry Jr., Hans, Herbert, and Harley inherited the SM group from their father, Henry Psy Sr., who died in January 2019. Their combined net worth? $11.8 billion, making them the wealthiest family in the nation. Every SM supermall houses pharmacies and health retail sections. Their partnership with Watson's puts health and beauty products in malls across the country. SM Retail's health sections serve millions of customers annually. The third generation is already emerging. They were trained from age 13 to work in family stores, learning business from the ground up. Their empire includes the largest mall operator, the largest bank, and retail networks touching every Filipino consumer. The family motto says it all. We've got it all for you, including the pharmacies where you buy your medicine. $11.8 billion. That's what nearly 12,000 Filipino doctors would earn across their entire careers, combined. And there you have it, 10 heirs to pharmaceutical and healthcare fortunes that make the salaries of Filipino doctors look like pocket change. Let that sink in for a moment. The average physician in the Philippines earns around 1 million pesos annually after a decade or more of grueling education. The heirs we've just profiled, they're set to inherit billions, not millions, billions, from Jose Augusto Pascual keeping his grandparents' post-war laboratory legacy alive, to the Yap family quietly producing the IV fluids that keep hospital patients hydrated, to Clinton Campos Hess now sitting in the chairman's seat of the country's largest drug manufacturer. We saw the Luzon family democratize medicine through the generics pharmacy, and watched as the Zobel de Ayalas added healthcare to their aristocratic empire. Then the fortunes jumped into truly staggering territory. Stephen Cuellar's Kona, now positioned to lead the $3.6 billion Mercury Drug dynasty his grandfather built with just 100 pesos. The Gokongwei siblings, whose retail empire spans not just malls and airlines, but pharmacy chains. Camille Villar, heiress to the richest man in the Philippines, building retail infrastructure that could reshape healthcare access. And, finally, the Psy dynasty, the family whose malls, banks, and retail operations make them unavoidable in Filipino daily life. Their $11.8 billion fortune positions their third-generation heirs at the pinnacle of Philippine wealth. Here's the uncomfortable truth these stories reveal. In the Philippines, the real money in healthcare isn't in practicing medicine. It's in controlling the supply chain, manufacturing the pills, owning the pharmacies, building the retail networks where prescriptions get filled. Doctors diagnose and treat. Pharmaceutical heirs inherit and expand. And the gap between what they earn isn't closing anytime soon. So, what do you think? Which pharmaceutical dynasty surprised you the most? Are you rooting for any of these heirs to transform their family businesses? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this countdown revealing, smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. We've got more lists coming that expose the hidden wealth behind everyday Filipino industries. Until next time,